With all of the hype of the recent Salt Lake City's regionals still fresh in our minds, I thought rather than regurgitating another video about the top lists from that tournament, I would take a look at a forgotten V-Star from the Brilliant Stars set, and take a look at Shaymin V-Star. This 250 HP Stage 1 Grass type, well it's a V-Star, not a Stage 1, is probably one of the better V-Stars in the game right now. I mean, there's 6, but it's definitely up there. It has 2 really cool pieces of text on it, so let's take a look. Revenge Blast does 120 damage for a grass and a colorless, plus it does 40 more damage for each prize card that your opponent has taken. That means that you can deal relatively large chunks of damage if your opponent has taken all of those prizes. They've taken 3, you're going to be dealing 240 damage. If they've taken 5, you can potentially get up to as high as 320. Please tell me if my math is wrong there. Also, we have the ability Star Bloom. It's a very cool ability. It isn't necessarily very broken per se, but it's still relatively strong. We can heal 120 damage with this ability from each of our benched grass type Pokemon. That is very strong, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of decks at the moment, including Arceus V-Star, like to deal half hits of damage. So very cool card. And the best thing about it is, we can pair it up with another Grass-type Pokemon V from Brilliant Stars in Zarude. Zarude is a 220 HP basic Grass-type Pokemon, and the attack that we are interested in this one is Jungle Rage. It does 120 damage for 2 Grass and a Colorless Energy, plus if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V, we deal an extra 120. So whilst you're waiting for your opponent to get themselves their 5 prizes so that you can take a big knockout and win the game with Shaymin V-Star, you can be hitting for 240 damage every turn with Zarude V. If we add on a multiplier like Choice Belt, we can very quickly get to 270 damage, which is going to be knocking out a lot of Pokemon V and V-Star. Obviously really good in combination with Boss's Orders to take out things like Lumineon, Crobat, and also some Eldegoss if you see them around. We're going to be utilising Rillaboom in this deck to try and power our attackers up. We need grass energy and we need them quickly, so Voltage Beat is the ability that we're going to be using. Rillaboom as a Stage 2. When you get it in play, you can search your deck once per Rillaboom to find up to 2 grass energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon. That can be very strong. We have 7 grass energies in the deck, plus we also have a copy of Ordinary Rod to try and get some more back in. This means we should be able to get enough energies onto our attackers in order to get them going. One final attacker that we do have in the list is a single prize attacker in Tapu Bulu. Sometimes you are able to force your opponent to take a single prize knockout, and if they do that, then you'll be able to deal that massive damage with Shaymin. So why not attack early with Tapu Bulu? Nature's Judgment does 80 damage for 2 grass and a colorless, and it does an extra 80 more if you discard all of the energy, which is perfectly fine. 160 damage is a very respectable hit. Definitely worth it if you do have the opportunity to take a knockout on something like Lumineon or Crobat with a Choice Belt. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Shaymin V-Star out onto the ladder, and hopefully we can find ourselves some meta decks. Lots of people are playing those good decks like Mew and Arceus at the moment, so definitely interesting to see if we can get some wins with this one. I forgot to hit the record button. Whoops, that's okay. We are back. Everything is happening, and we are seeing one of those Arceus decks that I was talking about. That is very popular at the moment, Malamar VMAX. So Malamar VMAX, we'll talk about it when it comes into play. We have a shocking hand here. I'm just going to Marnie this away, and hopefully we can find ourselves some other stuff. Hey, that's a pretty solid hand. I can live with that. We got a Quick Ball or 2, and we've got Turffield Stadium as well. I like that. Let's Quick Ball away the Evo Incense and grab ourselves a Zarude. That's going to be our first attacker, so we want to get that out early. And we can also Quick Ball away the Boss's Orders to try and find ourselves some more cards with Crobat. I'd love to see an energy. We'll throw down the Turffield and then Crobat for 6 cards. Hopefully we can find ourselves an energy. We do, which is fantastic. We can attach that to our Zarude. We actually have Rare Candy and Rillaboom in hand, so that's really nice. The thing that we don't have at the moment is a way to retreat. So let's grab ourselves Thwackey. Lay of the Land as an ability. If we have a stadium in play, which we currently do, we can retreat for free. We can evolve the Thwackey in the active, potentially, and go from there. So yes, as I was saying, Malamar VMAX, a very popular Pokemon at the moment, Dark type, which beats Mew, that's important to know. And Arceus means that you can get the 3 energy on your Malamar VMAX very, very quickly. Something that lots of decks really struggled with up until this point, is meeting energy costs. And now with Arceus VSTAR, not only can you meet those energy costs, but you can also take some knockouts whilst you are doing it. So Arceus really opens up all of these extra VMAX attackers. Unfortunately, Malamar VMAX is weak to grass, so hopefully we take some knockouts on some VSTAR Arceus before we attack into a Malamar. That would be preferable. They've replaced our Turfwood Stadium with Path to the Peak, which is not ideal. Hopefully they go for a Power Edge here, although I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the Trinity Charge, accelerating some energy from the deck into the field of play, probably onto the Malamar. Okay, so we have an attack this turn. We're not going to be able to take a knockout because Arceus has a big charm on it. But we can use the Thwackey to retreat, we can evolve into the Rillaboom, and that will get us an attack. So I'm more than happy with this setup at the moment. We will rare candy into that Rillaboom, and then we can use its ability, Voltage Beat, to grab 2 grass energies and throw those down onto our Zarude. Then it's a simple matter. We can attach the Choice Band, go for the Thwackey, and then retreat. But the retreat doesn't work because it's... If I have a stadium in... Okay. I don't have a stadium. My opponent has a stadium. Well, that's something. Anyway, I was saying we probably weren't going to get a knockout on the Arceus. I forgot that we had the Choice Belt in hand, but luckily we could have attached and we could have attacked, but the Thwackey can't retreat. So our opponent now is going to have access to either Arceus VSTAR or Malamar VMAX. Both of those cards not great for us right now. It looks like they're actually just going to evolve into Arceus in the active and then go for an attack. They're actually going to use Boss's Orders here. That's brutal. They are going to go for an attack onto Zarude. Fair enough. That's the Pokemon that has the energy on it, so it's reasonable to do that. We get an energy top deck, so even though we don't actually have that amazing a hand, double Shaymin VSTAR is not ideal, we will at least be able to Jungle Rage for 270 damage here. Not quite a knockout on the Arceus, that big charm quite frustrating, but we can potentially, well, that's annoying. Okay, so now we can't take a knockout on that Arceus. They are in fact going to use Sharon's Care and pick it up. And now there's another 310 HP Arceus in the active. Okay, well, we're going to need to top deck here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no two ways about it. We are going to need to top deck something pretty good in order to stay in this one. We have one Zarude V that we can attack with. We have nothing to do. Let's Jungle Rage. We're just going to click the button. I mean, it used to be impressive. Dealing 240 damage every single turn used to be an impressive amount of damage to deal. But now apparently it's not enough. It's just not enough. 240 is not enough. At least they can't Path to the Peak. At least they can't Starbirth because of Path to the Peak. So at least we have that going for us. Okay, top deck time. Let's top deck something. Come on. Okay. Shaymin, it's fine. We can Voltage Beat and Energy to the Shaymin. This is not the end of the world. We have no energy left, but we are taking a knockout. So hopefully this Jungle Rage can get us some prizes. That is far for 480 damage onto that Arceus. That's way overkill. Capture Energy is great, and Professor's Research is fantastic. Okay, we are playing this game now, guys. We have an energy to attach. We have a Shaymin VSTAR that we can get in play. They'll have taken 4 prizes because of our Zarude Vs being knocked out, which means that we will be dealing 120 damage plus 4 times 4, which is 120, 120, 240, 280? 280. It's pretty solid. Hey, listen, if we find a Choice Belt, we could actually knock out this here Arceus. That's pretty good. That seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. Our opponent, though, will have an opportunity to win the game before us, though, because we do have that Crobat on the bench. So it is not yet over. We need to top deck or draw into the Choice Belt and then not be bossed. Those are our options. We'll throw down the Shaymin. We may as well use the capture energy to grab a Pokemon, right? We may as well grab the Tapu Bulu, I guess. Seems fine. Then we can research. There are no energies, so we can't use our Rillaboom just yet. There's the Choice Belt, though, and also Ordinary Rod. Let's do both here, I think. We're going to put a Zarude back into the deck, and we can also grab ourselves 2 energies, which I like the look of quite a bit. We could potentially use Voltage Beat here to get those energies out of the deck and chuck them onto the Tapu Bulu. So I like that. We can... Actually, we shouldn't throw down the turf field. We don't need to do that yet. Oh, no, we can do it. We can just do it. It doesn't matter. They can't Starbirth anyway. We are about to knock them out. We can use turf field to grab ourselves a second Rillaboom. Not that it's particularly useful. We'll just put that into play because why not? And then we can use Revenge Blast. Now this does 310 damage. We've got the Choice Belt. We get the knockout on the Arceus and take 2 prizes. And now... we're kind of in a good spot. We had 3 Professor's Research prized in that game. Well, no wonder we were bricking for a couple of turns. Here comes the Malamar. They need to take a knockout on the Crobat V to win the game. If they don't, we have an attacker that can deal more than 310 damage, can deal 620 damage, which is incredible. And since they've played the Marnie, I don't think it's going to happen. They'd need to play double, Custom Catcher or whatever it's called, Cross Switcher. So hopefully they don't just have those 2 cards in hand. If they do, then we lose, but I doubt it. I doubt they've got it. There's Max Jammer, so we will be able to win the game. Well played, says our opponent. Well played to you too, sir. Thank you very much for being our test subject today. They get rid of the Marnie, which is fine. We don't need to worry about that. Let's just Revenge Blast and deal 620 damage with our Shaymin. 310 easy knockouts with Revenge Blast. That's beautiful. Into another game here, and we're up against the BDIF. Elsar 23 is playing Mew V. We're going to hope for a slow start. We're going to hope that we have a good start, and we're just going to see how it goes from here. It is not unreasonable to expect that Mew would brick. It's happened before, and it could happen again. Hey, listen, using an Ultra Ball is not a good sign for us. Grabbing a Genesect is not a good sign for us. Getting more cards is never a good. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign, but that's okay. We're gonna get past it. Attaching an energy is not a great sign, guys. Please, don't just beat me. Don't just crush me. I need something here. Genesect for 1. Oh, a brick. A brick. Oh. They've not gone crazy. Okay. So, here's my plan. I'm going to play down the Grookey. Going to play down the Zarude. Going to play down the Shaymin. Then, I'm going to attach an energy to Tapu Bulu, and I am going to use Pushdown. And that is going to deal 20 damage, and force my opponent to switch their Pokemon in the active. It is literally the best I can do in this situation. I have to hope that my opponent doesn't use Boss and knock out a Pokemon this turn. If that happens, we're in trouble. If they don't use Boss and they knock out the Bulu, then we've got the Cynthia. We can draw some cards, which would be just great. If they don't knock us out, then we've got a problem, because I don't have anything else to do. So we're just gonna have to push down again, almost, which it's not great, is it? It's not ideal, but it's something. And now our opponent's playing. It's taking a very long time to decide what to do here. Elsar 23 has taken a full minute and a half more than I have, and they have not had a big turn. So we just we'll just sit and have a chat, I guess. Have you been enjoying the regionals? Did you watch Salt Lake City? I didn't. It just happened around me. There's an attachment to Meloetta. Could they potentially have an Elisa Sparkle in their hand? No, they don't. Their turn took an hour. Attached an energy and passed. Alright, we're just going to sit and wait. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go Evo Incense here. Well, actually, no, let's go Quick Ball. We're going to Quick Ball. Let's get rid of Zibos. Und we will grab the Crobat. 4 rare candy in the deck means that maybe it's worth getting the Rillaboom off of the Evo Incense. I feel risky. I feel like it's a gamble. We have no Shaymin VSTAR, so there's no reason to grab anything else. Let's grab the Rillaboom. We don't need the Thwackey per se. I am going to just Crobat for 4. If I draw a research, I would much prefer that. We have an energy. That's fine. I can live with an energy. What I can't live with, though, is a bad hand, and that's kind of what we have. Capture energy would be great on Shaymin, but we need it on Zarude, I think. I'm going to grab another copy of... Let's go with Grookey, just in case they gust up the Grookey. We can also evolve into the Thwackey if we want to. We'll play the Air Balloon down... No. Yeah, we'll put it on... Which of these two are we going to put it on? Let's put it on the Crobat. And then we can just... I think it's fine to just Cynthia here. Maybe get the rare candy. No. Okay. I guess I'll just evolve into Thwackey then. And I'm just gonna pass, I think. I don't... Well, no, let's... Wait, let's just pass. We don't want to push down. We don't want to give them the free access to Mew. Make them pay for it, I say. But this has not been fast. This has been what they call in the old language slow. Slow game. Not the least because Elsar is playing slowly. And that's okay. He's got a little timer over there and he's just waiting for it to ding ding. Hey, that Elisa Sparkle is a little worrying. Frankly. I mean, it's good because it means that there's no boss. So maybe there's something to it. Maybe it turns out that we're going alright. They're attaching to a Genesect. Oh, so they want to draw cards. Okay, I see how it is. They want to draw some cards. They want to get out of this kind of awkward, clunky start that they've got. But I'll throw it out there. If this Meloetta takes a knockout on Tapu Bulu, then we are potentially in a position where we might, theoretically, be able to take a knockout with Shaymin VSTAR for 310 damage. Again, just as we did in our last video. There's that Melodious Echo, 1 prize for our opponent. Now we're going to throw the Crobat forward. We've got Rillaboom in hand, and hey, that Quick Ball is pretty gosh darn good. Let's use it. Get rid of the Marnie, grab ourselves another Shaymin, I think. We will hope that we unprize for them. That seems fair. There are 4 grass energies in the deck, but we also have access to Training Court, so that's fine. Okay, I'm thinking maybe we just go for a Zarude. Zarude seems fine. I mean, we don't really need the Shaymin right now. If they knock the Shaymin out, it's not guaranteed attacker. Let's just go with Zarude. We'll throw that into the field of play. We can attach a energy to it and then use our Rillaboom to Voltage Beat. Some fresh damage onto our Zarude. Look at this. Excellent work. And then we can research. I'm glad we found that research. Hey, by the way, did you guys notice that we had research prized again? Did you notice that? I noticed that. Let's go grab ourselves a second Rillaboom. This is a pretty solid place to be here. I mean, we've got a rare candy to a second Rillaboom. We can use the ability again if we want. Voltage Beat is potentially a decent play here. Although, to be fair, we might just retreat into the Zarude. We should just attach him. We've got the chance to attach him. We might as well just attach him. We've got 2 powered attackers. We've got a Jungle Rage here. We're going to deal 120 damage because Meloetta is not a V card. And we will take a prize. And it's a Shaymin. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, so our prize mapping is on the board. If our opponent wants to take a knockout, they have to use Mew. They don't have access to enough Fusion Strike energy to realistically get knockouts anymore. They've got 2 of them in the discard pile. So they have to attack with Mew VMAX. That is good for us. It means that there will be 5 prizes on the board. That Cramomatic Tails is even better. They're playing a power tablet. They're attaching a Psychic Energy to Genesect. Wowzers. It is all happening on Elsar's side of the field. I mean, we prayed for a potential brick, and it's kind of happening here. There's an Ultra Ball. Okay, so will they go for the Mew? They will. Mew VMAX, and then 3 cards off of that. Seems pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. we can potentially lock this game up here. I think we can actually win this one almost guaranteed, provided of course that we find one energy card. Okay, just give me a second. I'm percolating. My little ideas box is working here. They take the knockout. That's fine. They go down to 3 prizes remaining. They need 2 more knockouts to win, as do we, and we're attacking first. Now, we can't knock the Mew in the active out with our current hand. It's not realistic. So, what we might have to do is be a little creative. Let's grab the Rillaboom. We have a second Shaymin in there, and we have the Ordinary Rod, plus 2 capture energies. So this play might just work. We're going to go Ultra Ball. We're going to get rid of Grookey and Rillaboom. I think 2's enough. I think 2 should be enough. We're going to grab ourselves a Shaymin V and put that onto the bench. This means that we can evolve either of our Shaymin V's next turn to take a knockout. In the meanwhile, I'm going to gust out Genesect. I'll attach to Shaymin, and then I can use Jungle Rage. This will take 2 prizes for me, which is fantastic. The resistance doesn't matter. 210 damage will do the knockout anyway. Now, here's the only potential problem. We know our opponent must attack with Mew VMAX. It's the only way that they can take 2 prizes this turn. The worst thing they could knock out for me is the Shaymin with an energy on it. If they knock out the Shaymin with an energy on it, then I need to research into Ordinary Rod and an energy. No, just Ordinary Rod, because Rillaboom will shuffle 2 in. My apologies. We need to research into Ordinary Rod. They did not knock it out, which means now we can research into Ordinary Rod or Energy. And I believe our opponent having taken 5 prize cards, we should theoretically be able to win this game. We should be able to Revenge Blast 4 game here. The Ordinary Rod is there. The capture energies are there. We'll evolve into our Shaymin VSTAR. We may as well evolve the second one. It is in the title of the video after all. And then we'll research, and we just need 1 energy card. The capture energy is there. We can play down Choice Belt. We can attach capture energy. We don't need a Pokemon. Then we will retreat into Shaymin and Revenge Blast, and that deals a massive 350 damage to Mew VMAX. 3 prizes, and we win the game. Hey, listen. Who said that Shaymin's not very good? I certainly didn't. So it's not very often that Grass-type decks are really strong, but Shaymin seems to have done the job. Thanks very much to all these people over here for supporting the channel by being members. And if you'd like to see another Grass deck, really, it's a single prize deck as well, then check out Torterra. It's right here. This deck can deal 330 damage in a turn. You thought Shaymin was powerful. This thing is absolutely bonkers. Thanks very much for coming along, and I'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.